So I did this video once already and just decided that I didn't really like how it went. If you're not up to speed, Survive is a was. And Guy just released a video, so I'm gonna start this with showing you his video.
I'm realizing we just don't have that same level of fight in us anymore. So rather than keep trying to push a river uphill, I'm just calling this for what it is, and I'm trying to move this into a different dynamic. Due to some of the complaints online, we have a situation where I am on a deadline here with the state's attorneys general. They're giving me some time to see if I can get this resolved and moved over to a different company for OEM services or full manufacturing of our product. But either way, this was coming to a close, whether it's through bankruptcy or I eventually get shut down by the state here just due to some complaints.
So I believe that was the only part of his video that was important, because a lot of what he was doing was kind of positive and focused on pivoting and what's next and not giving up. And yet he slips this in. And again, if you're not familiar, this is after John from Heavyset Tactical just did a video, which was kind of an expose about Survive, because Survive has a 10-year history of not getting people their knives that they paid for. And so there's a few key things that I want to talk about here in just a moment. If you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing and becoming involved. There are ways in the description box below for you to see how you can support the channel and be a part of the community. I do own my own knife brand, Exodus Knife and Tool. This is a custom that's going to be going on the website today. No questions asked, lifetime warranty on standard options, made in the USA by White River Knife and Tool. So, going forward, Guy's video, there's two things to focus on here. There's two possibilities. Guy gets shut down by the state because of all of the cases brought against him, or Guy goes bankrupt. Guy has something like 3,400 to 3,800 unfulfilled pre-orders. Now, Guy did this video wrapping Survive up, and he's talking about the potential of pivoting. It sounds like he wants to find a new OEM. The history of Survive kind of started out paying someone to OEM, not being satisfied allegedly with what they got, and then getting halfway kind of into manufacturing with Millet, kind of burning a lot of bridges there, leaving and going on to manufacture for themselves fully. And that was supposed to be the final fix for Survive, but Survive's problems have gone all the way back. So he keeps talking about decarburization. He keeps talking about, he doesn't talk about, luckily, Magna Cut anymore, because out of all of the knives that he had, I guess 9 he had to send off. I did videos on Survive because, having somewhat followed them for all of these years, I saw for the first time ever they're having knives in stock for sale. That got me excited, thinking the business was finally figuring something out. And I saw people getting their pre-orders, and then John from Heavyset Tactical, who was already a customer of mine, invested in the brand, and I knew and could see that he was getting a ton of pre-orders out and was getting a behind-the-scenes look at some things. Sadly, that went south really quick when the truth was found out by John. Now, my videos in the past, every single one of them has been objective. I make videos based on what I see, and in no video did I ever tell you to go do a pre-order. In fact, I said, you know, if you want to get a knife, find one in stock. So while at Blade Show this year, I talked to a lot of different people. There's an event at Blade Show, not an event. After Blade Show, everybody goes to the Pit, kind of like a large restaurant, bar, community area, and people talk. We rub elbows, you do business, you meet people, you talk about things. And being that I'm vocal about a large number of things, a lot of people sought me out to tell me about some stuff. A lot of stuff about Survive, a lot of stuff about Blade Forums and Kevin Schlossbergler, or whatever the crap his name is. who runs Blade Forums, and why he's banned from Blade Show, among other things. So, and a ton of other stuff too. This is an event where a bunch of industry people get together, have a couple drinks, and talk about the industry. And so I learned a lot about Survive. And again, I do videos as I have information. So now we have the video out from John, and we have this from Guy as well. So in the history of Survive, we had more often than fulfilled pre-orders, we had factory seconds up for sale. And there was always a feeling that these factory seconds were not in fact factory seconds, but were instead people's paid for pre-ordered knives that were being sold a second time to generate some more money. And that's pretty malicious, okay? But not everybody was sure that that was what was going on. In fact, nobody, I think, was sure, because it seemed kind of evil, and you always have the what if it's the truth, and this is actually a factory second, okay? Guy's standards are really high. They are really high. I think it's fair to say that obviously Guy's standards are very high. So the truth is that's worse than everything else going on is that Guy just recently, as John busted his butt to help him ship 1,000 knives out, pre-orders that would have never been done otherwise, busted his butt, invested his own blood, sweat, tears, and money into Survive. Guy was turning around and getting GSO 10s and 12s that were paid for and was selling them to local retailers for cash. Guy needed cash. Guy's got no bank account. Guy's got no car. Guy's got no home. Guy's got no dog. He had to give his dog away. Guy has nothing. Guy needs cash. Guy is tens of thousands of dollars in debt to multiple suppliers so that he can't even get what he needs anymore. And Guy is involved with multiple guys who he offered to do OEM work for. And he just stole all their stuff. He said, send me your metal, send me your stuff, I'll OEM it, I'll water jet it, I'll cut it, I'll surface grind it, whatever. He just thought he'd keep all of those materials, maybe just because he needed steel, who knows. So the ultimate picture here is Guy has problems. I think there's no doubt about that, but mental health conditions over a period of running a business that's this long do not excuse you from your actions. Guy's a thief, a blatant thief, and somehow, while stealing millions of dollars, comes out with it still with nothing. It's honestly a tragedy. It's a tragedy for the whole industry. And now, so Guy made this video that I just showed you, and he doesn't have the grace to apologize for all of this money that he has stolen, to all of these people that he's taken advantage of. He wants to tell half the truth, but he's still going to give you a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. I don't think anybody's going to OEM for him, because at this point, who would want to be associated with Survive's name? And without Survive making the knives, what would be so special about them? What was beautiful about them, they're good, simple designs that were very, very well executed. They are incredibly nice knives. But without him being the one to make them, without them being as nice as they are, why would anybody want them? Who's going to pay him for that? Who wants to be associated with him at this point? He's burnt. The number of people that talk to me at Blade Show about Guy, the number of bridges that this guy has burned, and he's burnt. He would talk about Niagara Specialty Metals just going after the little guy in the small business. Guy owes like $70,000 to the little company. I think it's Armor Plastics or something like that. I probably should remember that, but they make good sheaths. He owes them like $70,000, and then he has like all of those sheaths just sitting in the shop. worthless. Maybe you changed the design, the knives aren't ready, whatever it is. A Kydex sheath that is completed has no value if there's no knife to go in it. None at all. And he's done this to multiple small boutique companies, let alone the OEM stuff. This is absolutely criminal. And I think the only reason that Guy made a video admitting to absolutely anything is because he needs to sell his equipment. Now you might think, well, he needs to sell all of his equipment so that he can refund all of the people who he stole money from, right? No. Guy has to pay money to not go to prison for all of his costs, for the factory, for all of these bills that are coming up. He has all of this debt, not a dollar to his name. That's what he has to pay off. You're never going to see the probably $900,000 to $1.5 million that he's stolen from people. I don't think you're ever going to see that. What absolute insanity that Guy could allow himself to get into the situation. And if you can believe John at Heavyset Tactical, I would tell you absolutely that you can. He's stressed out, he's not working, he's walking off, he's checking social media. What do you mean checking social media? You have everybody blocked. You don't answer messages. You don't answer texts. Guy has likely fake accounts and troll accounts propping up his own brand on social media and defending his own brand from people who have problems with his brand instead of working and fixing the problems. Mental illness, often mental illness, I think, can be attributed to a person who knows the truth but denies it. Regardless, I'm not a mental health specialist. This is a crazy deal. I wish that Guy didn't take down so many people with him. I wish that Guy didn't steal from anybody. And if a company, I feel bad for the workers, and at the end of the day, if an American company has to go under, I hope they can. It is a tragedy no matter what. You've got employees, and in this case, you have a pretty cool brand. It is a tragedy, but I just wish that any company that was going to go under could do it with some honor and some dignity. And Guy certainly cannot say that he has done that. He's still lying to himself. He's still lying to others. He's still manipulating. I guess that's the whole deal. I could go pretty well without ever talking about Survive again. I somehow came out with 2 Survive knives. One I'll keep forever, and one I'll sell. Maybe someday down the road, long after Survive is gone, you'll see me out there running one. So that is the final chapter to this story. I gotta get back to work, girl. Hey, come here. You got something on your face. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let me see. You got something on you. All right. I'll talk to you in the comment section below. I hope you have a blessed day.